Hey, what's going on, my music-loving friends? Welcome to the Music Room. As always, this is Tony hanging out, getting ready to do another vinyl show and tell. If I haven't said it lately, thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you for being here watching this video. I know there are hundreds of thousands of other ones to choose from here on YouTube. So before we get started, just to remind you as always, if you see that subscribe button down below, go ahead and give that a click. That way you'll never miss out on any future vinyl show and tells, interviews, or anything else we might have going on in the music room. And I promise you there is a lot going on. But for today we are going to do a vinyl show and tell of the brand new Offspring record. This one is called Let the Bad Times Roll. You can check that cover out right there. I have to say I really love this cover. A lot of times it's the artwork that drags me into a record, and that is the case for this one. I'll get a little bit more into the record and things like that here shortly, but for right now, let's go ahead and peel this plastic off. It's been on there too long. As always, I do like to open these up with you guys, and this record has been sitting for about 2 to 3 days, just begging to be opened, so let's go ahead and get that taken care of right now, shall we? Alright, you can see right here there is a sticker that says Indie Retail Exclusive. It is an Orange Crush colored vinyl. So not just orange, it's Orange Crush. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open and see what we have, alright? Let's peel this plastic here. Be careful of that sticker. We want to make sure that we save the Orange Crush hype sticker. And hopefully it'll slide right out. And it does. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we have. We do have a gatefold, which is always preferred. And I will take a look at the inside art just to make sure it is appropriate for everybody here. And it looks like we have some cool images here. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like there on the inside. About 8 individual unique photos. Looks like they do kind of have maybe some war themes to them. I see some bombs, I see some soldiers, so things like that. So obviously they're making some statements here with these pictures. And as we listen to the songs, hopefully these pictures will make some sense. So it is one LP, so this first part of the gatefold is just kind of a little extra, but I'd rather have one LP gatefold. It gives me the artwork than, not. So kudos there. So let's go ahead and take this out. We have a nice sleeve here with some more artwork. Looks like we have lyrics here with some liner notes and thank yous, and then we have again more artwork here on the back. So that's you guys. So I dig that. I like that. It looks like a turntable image there, so I really like that. That's cool. Again, these images are going to be kind of cool to go back and look at as I'm listening to the songs. But I really like the effort that they put in to the packaging of this vinyl. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Orange Crush vinyl here. That is pretty. That is nice. It's very orange, I will say. I really like it. On the hub, it looks like we have maybe like a skull kind of imagery, maybe with some wings and a halo, and some angel type imagery there. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So I really like that they put this out to the indie stores. The record companies right now are sending a lot of different things to big box stores like Target and Walmart, exclusives, whether they have additional tracks or the colored vinyl or things like that, and it's making it really hard for the record stores to compete. We were supposed to have Record Store Day to help the record stores out. That's one day a year, where Walmart and Target are getting these things every week. So kudos here to putting this record out with an indie exclusive vinyl, so I appreciate that. As always, I will transfer this over to a white paper sleeve shortly before I put it back on the shelf. But for the sake of keeping things going here, let's go ahead and keep going. Let me just peek inside here real quick. There is no download card. Not a big surprise anymore. The download cards are getting few and far between, but it is always nice. I always do check because sometimes a record company will surprise you, but not in this case. So as I said, this record here, Let the Bad Times Roll, it just came out this past Friday. Again, I want to show you that cover because I really love that cover. I think it's cool. And let's show you the back, because the back is equally as impressive there. I like that a lot. Sometimes, artwork can really pull you into a record. And I'm going to admit, I had kind of checked out on the Offspring for quite a while. I was a big fan of the band in their early days. Like a lot of people, I kind of got brought into the band with their 1994 album, Smash. Featured Come Out and Play, all kinds of great songs. That was my soundtrack. I remember being 16 years old, riding in my dad's white Ford Escort, and I had one of those Discman with the cassette adapter so you could play it in your cassette player, and I wore that Smash CD out. I loved it. And shortly after, with Ixnay on the Ombre, I believe that came out in 1997, the follow-up. Just another great record. I love that record, and I actually saw Offspring on that tour, and I remember it was crazy. A sold-out club called Bogart's here in Cincinnati. It was insane. Down front, sweating, awesome show. The band put out another record really soon after that, a year later. It was the album called Americana. That was the album that featured Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Now, I'm not going to argue. It was a catchy song. It was fun. Offspring had always been a little tongue-in-cheek here and there. But then it just seemed like the band started to go down a different path, like they were turning into the Bloodhound Gang or something. And I love the Bloodhound Gang. They're great on their own. I don't need the Offspring to be Bloodhound Gang. And it just seemed like everything became shticky. Then after that you had to Get a Job, and you had all these kind of campy songs, and it really kind of made me check out of the band. They used to talk about gangs and life on the streets and talk about some heavy stuff. And like I said, they did have some fun stuff in there, but I felt like with Pretty Fly for a White Guy and Get a Job and all these songs, it just kind of went down a path that almost became cartoonish, and I really kind of checked out on the Offspring. Now, I will say in 2008, they put out an album called Rise and Fall, Rage and Grace, which I thought was a pretty good record. Kind of went back to form a little bit. It was a good rock record. The last record they actually put out was in 2012 called Days Gone By. So it's been 9 years since Offspring have released a new album. They did go out and tour on the anniversary of Smash and kind of did some things on that. At this point, it's basically it's Dexter, Holland, and Noodles are kind of the core of that band. But like I said, I saw the album was coming out, and I do like to kind of keep up on the new music because I like to bring you guys good stuff. I'm not going to waste your time on stuff that I don't think is worth your time. But like I said, I kind of saw the cover and I thought, I'm going to listen to it. That's what I use streaming for, just to kind of check things out before I make that initial purchase. So I listened to the album, and I have to say, I was really, really surprised and pleased with the record. I kind of had that feel of going back to like Ixnay on the Ombre and some of that fun, that good hard rock stuff. You turn it up and it sounded really good. And that's what I found with this record. With every track, I was like, yes, this is a great record. Now, they did put a track on here, and I know it was one of the singles, We Never Have Sex Anymore. And to me, that just felt like that cheap pop. Kind of felt going back to the Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Like they needed some type of cartoonish hook or something. Take that off the record as far as I'm concerned. It cheapens the record. And it gets a little soft, a little bit there. But it comes back to form before it's over. So, like I said, if it was up to me, I would take that song completely off the record, and I would kind of get that reputation back as just a hard-driving, good record. And that's really what this is, minus even that one song. We all have one we can flip, but I think without that, this is one of those albums that you listen to front to back and say, this is a great record. But in any case, it's still a very, very good record. Looking at the vinyl packaging, guys, I got to tell you, I think this is one I would definitely recommend buying. And I know I say that a lot because, like I said, a lot of times I just want to look at stuff that's cool. I don't want to waste your time on things that isn't cool, that isn't worth your money. The Offspring, it can be a little bit polarizing as far as what people think. If you're like me and you grew up in the 90s and those albums in the 90s, that's your impression of the Offspring. If you came in a bit later to, Pretty Fly for a White Guy and Get a Job and all that stuff, that's your impression of them. But like I said, I already have the Bloodhound Gang. So this is the Offspring that I prefer. And I'm really happy that they made this record. I cannot wait till they go out on tour with this record. I hope they play a lot of this material live. And I'll tell you what, that right there, I want to get that on a t-shirt. On the front of the shirt, and the tour date's right back there. I think that would look pretty sweet. So guys, there it is. The Offspring, Let the Bad Times Roll. Great music, great packaging. If you've kind of swayed away from the Offspring for a while like I have, this is a good time to get back in. And I'll tell you what, you're going to find yourself going back and listening to those first few records. I think you'll go down that rabbit hole and be really, and kind of rediscover that band in the early days. And I think this is a good gateway to do it. So here you go. The Offspring, Let the Bad Times Roll. We'll go give you a track listing real quick here. This Is Not Utopia, Let the Bad Times Roll, Behind Your Walls, Army of One, Breaking These Bones, which is a great track. Flip it over to side B, Coming For You, another great track to start off side B. We Never Have Sex Anymore. In the Hall of the Mountain King, it sounds like it could be on a Greta Van Fleet record. The Opioid Diaries, Hassan Chop, which is kind of a throwaway. Gone Away, it's a piano version of the song that was from Ixnay on the Ombre. And finally, Lullaby. There you guys go. Offspring, Let the Bad Times Roll. Thank you guys so much, as always, for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, use that subscribe button. That way you can just stay tuned on all the cool things coming up. Use the comment section. Let me know if you've heard this record, what you think, if you have a favorite Offspring song, if you disagree with me on some of that material that came after Ixnay on the Ombre before this record. Maybe I got it wrong. As always, just keep it respectful, keep it cool, and we can go back and forth and share ideas. That's what it's all about. Be sure to check me out over at themusicroom.me. That is themusicroom.me, like me. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at themusicroomme. So we're all over the place, guys. So thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you real soon for another Vinyl Show and Tell. Thank you. God bless. Goodbye.